welcome to Big Sister. I hope you guys are enjoying my channel. I want to talk with you guys about something. And it's about knowing when to end a relationship. Don't stay. Go. Don't stay, go. When you're in a relationship where you're fussing and arguing all the time, you're having heart-to-heart talks all the time. And it's just gone from that to arguing and fussing and complaining and upsetting and checking the phones and showing up and arguing with people in their DMs, or every day there's an argument followed by apologies, followed by offense again. When someone keeps hurting you over and over again, you're going to change. And now you're the nagging wife, the nagging husband, the nagging boyfriend, the nagging girlfriend. And especially, guys, I'm talking about, I know in marriages it's a little more complicated, but you can still make moves. But I'm talking, guys, about especially when you're single and you're fussing with a person. You are not married to the person. Even if you are a fiance, you're single, you're not married yet. You're a boyfriend, girlfriend, you're still single, you're not married. You're dating them, but you're not in a marriage. When you're in these situations and they keep hurting you and they keep doing these things constantly, over and over and over and over and over again, guess what's going to happen to you? If you're dating a girl who keeps hurting you and you tell her how you feel about something and she does it again, and you tell her again that this bothers you and she does it again, you're going to change. Now you're going to raise your voice a little, or now you're going to get suspicious, and now you're going to start searching, and now you're going to be fussing. And the same thing, if you have a boyfriend who keeps doing things to you, and you say, I don't like this, and he keeps doing it, and he keeps doing it, and you're fussing, and you're arguing, and you're checking the phones, and you're crying, and you're whining, and all this stuff. Notice I said whining, because after a while, that's what you're going to sound like to him. Guess what it does? It makes you less attractive. As a matter of fact, it's going to make you ugly. They'll start to see you as unattractive. Suddenly they're going to notice that one eye is bigger than the other. They may notice you have a lisp. They may notice you have an overbite or an underbite. You know why? Because you're arguing with them all the time. And arguing does not bring out any pleasant feelings in anyone. And you know why that happens? You're casting your pearls that are precious, before swine. A person that does not deserve it, they can't appreciate it. If you went somewhere and they had a bunch of hogs, and you took the most precious and rarest diamond and put it out there, they can't appreciate it. They're going to tromp all over it, trot all over it, stomp all over it, get it muddy, dirty, kick it, probably try to eat it, swallow it, and dump it out later in a hot pile, because it doesn't matter to them. People who are bringing out the worst in you, there's something going on with them. And in this case, I'm talking about healthy relationships where you are someone, you do care, you do have empathy, you are forgiving, you share, you care. When you're this type of person and you are with someone who's the opposite, who promises you something today, does something else tomorrow, and gives you another promise, there's something going on with them, and it's not your job to figure it out. But if you continue to stay and fuss and fuss and fuss and fuss and argue and nag and cry and you want to put a tracker on the phone and you want to do all these different things and you're showing up, you must realize that you are out of character. You have been wounded, you're hurt, and you're bleeding. and you're going to become unattractive to them. So for this I say, don't stay. Go. Don't stay. Go. When you're fussing all the time, you will get ugly to them. Ugly in looks, ugly in behavior, character, because you know what? Sometimes when you do those things, you begin to act out. You go from being caring, nice, patient to erratic, loud, volatile, because you're filled with pain. You have to make the choice that they don't want to make, which is to go. Not to take their lives, not to take your life, not to go behind their backs and try to be vindictive and do things, but go and let it go. You can't see the bigger picture when you're hurt. You can't see the brighter side of things. You can't see the other side. You can't see the light at the end of the tunnel when you're there looking back in all the darkness and stuck. You won't truly meet the person who's for you when you stay with a person who's not. You'll never become who you need to be. When you're always at this level of being frustrated and hurt and suspicious and being let down all the time. Don't try to explain to them and try to tell them how they need to treat you, because they knew how to do it. That's how they got you in the first place. How'd you end up dating? They knew what to do, but it was a facade. It was fake. It was not real. And they have been doing little things and you've stayed. And now they can take the mask completely off and make you believe that they were never a good person to begin with. They make you believe that how they treated you was non-existent, and make you believe that somehow it's your fault that they're not treating you right. Please understand how important it is to remove yourself from an unhealthy person, because it changes you mentally and emotionally, and you will forget yourself, and you'll forget how things really happened. And you will develop the Stockholm syndrome, where you begin to sympathize with your abuser, this person that's mistreating you. And you begin to believe the terrible things they say about you, to the point that you're too weak to escape. Don't stay. Go. And don't go back. Every time you leave, they call you back because they need to play with their toy again. This time, when you walk away, don't go back to them. When you stay and you're fussing, you're just getting ugly to them, less attractive. They don't want you because they want to hear it. They want to hear what they already know about themselves and try to convince themselves that they're not. They don't want to see you talking. You start looking bucktooth to them. You're ugly to them. They don't want to be with you. You can be beautiful, but if their mind and their heart have changed, you look different to them. Have you ever seen someone who's handsome and beautiful, and then they do something and they hurt you so badly, or they behave in a way that's so unseemly? I've seen that, someone who's so attractive, and I saw this person be so disrespectful to someone who was serving us at a restaurant. And immediately I just could see that ugliness in him. It was never the same, and that was the last meal I ever had. Didn't see him anymore. Same thing happens, guys. Even when you're not doing wrong, when you're fussing all the time, you're cutting your beauty, you're cutting your light, you're dimming it, and you become unattractive. Don't stay. Go.